This is going to be a tough topic to talk about, and I won't be surprised if I'm going to have to do multiple take in terms of talking about this tough topic. And no, I'm not talking about the coronavirus outbreak that is going on, and that it's getting so bad that everything right now is been canceled in terms of the sports world. Even some of the lower leagues like the NPSL and the UPSL has been canceled, and it's such a shame that those leagues are also canceled because those were supposed to be the leagues that I was going to attend games because of MLS being suspended for 30 days, and I was going to do Sports Hub series episode about it. But since now it's being canceled, I can't even do that now. But this video is not about that. What this video is about is the ongoing equal pay issue that the U.S. women's national team are trying to fight against the U.S. Soccer Federation, and this whole lawsuit that I think they're going to be starting to talk about it as soon as these next couple of months. But last week, the U.S. Soccer Federation, which I always say that they are considered one, if not the worst soccer federation in the world, and that for these last couple of years, this federation has just hit rock bottom. And last week, not only they just gone even deeper into rock bottom, they probably have hit the bedrock or even the earth core level the way that they've been handling things. Because last week, they made a disturbing argument and just downright disgusting argument of why equal pay is not going to work, and that why they're not going to be able to provide equal pay and pay the women's national team the same as the men's national team. And their statement basically simply say that the women's just does not have the same responsibility and the same physical abilities that the men's national team would have. And unsurprisingly, it led to many backlash in terms of fans on social media. It led to even the U.S. women's national team protesting in the Sheep Elite Cup final that happened a couple of days ago, where they basically wear their jersey inside out and refusing to display the USA badge in front of their jerseys. And even some of the sponsors like Coca-Cola have also made some statement and kind of gave the U.S. Soccer Federation backlash of the argument that they made. Coca-Cola, as I mentioned, they even said that they were absolutely disgusted of what the U.S. Soccer Federation just said and their argument of why equal pay doesn't work. And in some way, they almost fought about not actually, well, they almost thought that they were going to cancel the relationship and end the sponsorship tie with the U.S. Soccer Federation. In some way, I wish that was going to be the case, because it's clear that these higher executive and some of these higher rank officer in the U.S. Soccer Federation, all they care is money. And if Coca-Cola does end tie with the U.S. Soccer Federation, and Coca-Cola is one of the biggest, if not the biggest sponsor for the U.S. Soccer Federation, and if that bridge does get burned, that means the U.S. Soccer Federation is going to lose a ton of money. And the fact that if the federation does lose a ton of money, this also means that the staff is going to lose a ton of money, and that should really wake them up and kind of open their eyes that whatever we're doing is clearly not working right now. Now, the other news that I also want to talk about is that yesterday, Carlos Cordero, who was the president of the U.S. Soccer Federation, has officially stepped down amidst this whole situation with the equal pay and the argument that the U.S. Soccer Federation made last week that was just downright disgusting. And I think everybody can agree that it's good riddance, the fact that Carlos Cordero is no longer the president of the U.S. Soccer Federation, because he clearly didn't do anything when he was with the U.S. Soccer Federation during his short tenure. And you could even argue that he even took this Soccer Federation backwards with the way and the decision that he has made during his time in tenure. And right now, with him being gone in that position, that means that the vice president of the U.S. Soccer Federation, which will be Cindy Cone, and that it will be the first time that we will have a woman as a U.S. Soccer Federation, and it will be interesting to see what she can do in terms of fixing this mess, because there is a ton a thing that this U.S. Soccer Federation needs to fix, whether it's getting this men's team to potentially get back to the World Cup and trying to win over the fans that, clearly doesn't care about this team anymore, with the way that the relationship between the federation and the fans have just completely gone. Like I've been saying many times before, where I don't even care about the U.S. men's national team anymore because of the fact that they have just burned bridges with me, and they don't even care about some of the ongoing thing that our fans been trying to scream at them and trying to beg them to stop. She also have to deal with the whole relationship between the U.S. women's national team and the Soccer Federation, which clearly is at its all-time low right now. And she also going to have to handle this lawsuit and see how if this is going to, if the outcome does not go in favor of the U.S. Soccer Federation, they're going to have to eventually change something to make sure that eventually there might be equal pay. And, going back to the whole equal pay situation, in my opinion, I think these women's players deserve equal pay, knowing the fact that not only they did something that the men's probably will never do in my lifetime, which is win a World Cup, but they are really pioneer in terms of women's sports, not only here in the U.S., but also in the world. I mean, their inspiration has really grabbed a lot of attention to the world, and especially in the last World Cup, that they definitely grabbed a ton of attention with some of their equal pay kind of demonstration that they made. And I just feel like they deserve the same pay as what the men's would do. And whether or not if that is going to be the case, we shall of course see. But overall, this is a very complicated issue, and that, if I made any controversial statement in this video, just try not to take it personal, like what happened in the video that I made about Ron Young, which, by the way, that video still gets a ton of backlashes and still get disliked to this day. But this is just kind of my opinion of how the equal pay situation is going to display, and that, I don't really have a solution of what the U.S. Soccer Federation is going to do. I mean, it's simple to just say that, well, the U.S. Soccer Federation just maybe think about just paying the women's team the same as the men's would do. Well, there is a lot of complicated situation, and knowing the U.S. Soccer Federation and how they really don't want to do this, they'll try to make any excuses to just make it sound like, well, the reason why we can't pay the women's the same is because of blah 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 blah. And that is something that I hope that won't be the case, but most likely it's going to be the case because of how inept this federation is. Like I always say, that this federation, I know now that we have a brand new president again, but clearly there need to be a house clean in terms of this federation. From top to bottom, everybody's got to go out, because there are a couple of those staff members, especially in the higher rank area, that should not be working for U.S. Soccer Federation, and it has really rotten this federation to its core. And the only way to fix it is that they need to go, and we need to have another big change in terms of the Soccer Federation if we want to move this Soccer Federation into a better direction, and also tackle this whole equal pay issue situation. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, make sure you guys leave a like, smash that subscribe button, and yeah, I of course will see you guys next time.